Yo, my bad. Had to get right. Had to get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. What's happening, y'all? What's good? What it do, baby? Back, back at it again, doing what we love to do. So sorry for my hiatus, man. I know it's been a while. I know it has been a while, man. But your boy been on the go, on the go, on the go, on the go, on the go. Been doing this thing, man. Shout out to the Orlando Shakespeare Theater. Shout out to my Fat Ham family. Y'all come and see us now. We got 1 week. 1 week. How that sound? 1 week left. This is our last week. Um, Bittersweet. You know, it's been a beautiful run. Made some great connections. Made some great relationships with great people, man. And so, it's always bittersweet when you're on your last run. But you be excited to get it over with at the same time, man. But it's going to be a bittersweet week this week as we go into the last week of the run. Fat Ham officially closed Sunday, the 29th of March. So please, please, please come on out, get your tickets. Seats are limited. We have Pride Week going on this week. I believe that is Wednesday or Thursday. I will get a better date. I will post a better date later. So I'm a little hazy on the actual date of when Pride is, but I will let y'all know the actual real deal spiel date. Hold on, y'all. Let me do my 1-2 here. Let me do some promotions here. What's been good though? I know it's been 100 years, man. It feel like 100 years. Y'all come on, chop it up with your boy, man. All right, we're back. I'm sorry. Gotta promote. Gotta let everybody know that you're live. You feel me? But what's good though, y'all? What's popping, man? You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. Like I said, I'm sorry. Um, Going to get back to regularly streaming. Um, like a lot. And so today gonna be a long stream. I got a lot to talk about, man. I got a lot to get off my chest. So today's gonna be a long stream. So I'm looking forward to that. Usually I stream for like an hour or so and hop off, but a lot of topics, man. A lot of topics, a lot of things been going on. So, like I said, I've been gone, ain't been really um having time to like focus on this for real, like I really want to. And so, you know, once the production is done, I'll be able to get back to, regularly doing this like I really want to do it. So I appreciate y'all for those that tune in and the little community that I already built. I appreciate y'all. Um, you know, through this little time that I've been gone, I appreciate it. So without further ado, man, what it is, what it ain't, what it do, what it don't. It's your boy Young Ruffin, man, and we back at it again, doing it how we do it. Y'all already know what it is, man. Got a few things to talk about today, a few things on my list as I'm looking at it today. And we're gonna chop it up, man. We're gonna really get into it. I want to start off with this Boosie and Kodak situation. Um, this protective custody situation. I don't know. Y'all might have been following it. Y'all might have not been following it. For those of you who hasn't been following this story, the story is kind of old. I remember the beef peaked off a while ago with Kodak kind of sending a little shot, but they've been beefing on and off. It's kind of like been the uncle and the nephew. You know what I mean? not agreeing with what's going on throughout the years. There's been a lot of that. And so the last thing was what it was. It was a Kodak diss. Kodak, I believe, dissed Boosie. And so, I think either Boosie responded at the time or left it alone, or maybe this is him responding now with this protective custody thing. But the last thing of what is igniting what's going on right now, to my knowledge, is the Kodak diss in the record. I forget what the record is, but he dropped the record I want to say a year ago, probably the end of the year, that he was dissing Boosie in. And now we're at where we're at now. And the conversation now is about protective custody, right? The conversation now is about protective custody. And if you're of the streets, you know what you signed up. All of this, right? All the moral. That's why I named the podcast today Clout over Morals, right? Because what I'm noticing now is that it's some people that will die on that street hill. That I'm street to the end, I'm hood to the end. This is the only thing that really matters to me. You know what I'm saying? But wonder why they don't really cross over and transcend to the next level or what it is that they need to transcend to. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of artists would die on that street hill, for one, because there's no other level that you can achieve other than this street success. So you promote it because this is the only way of your means of income. If I don't apply to this street rule, nobody listens to me. You know what I mean? The masses not listening to me because I'm not a marketable entity that will reach over to the audiences that my labels may want me to reach over to. So what I got to do, I got to play this super street image, hardcore. I got to down that hill, got to be super dedicated to this street image, because this is the people that's paying my bills right now. These are only people that are listening to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a pop artist, meaning I'm not a popular artist that a lot of people are listening to. I got to dedicate myself to these streets all days of my musical career, right? And so, but what that does is it puts a strain on you as the person that wants to abide in longing for more into this artist. Like, as a fan or as a new fan or whatever, like, I'm watching you down this hill or this street code hill, right? And so, as a fan, maybe I'm not on that hill. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm not wanting to be around any of that you're speaking of, or understand whatever it is that you're speaking of. And so this is what I said. I remember when Gunna came out of jail, and I had a conversation with my best friend, and I told him, I said, bro, I said, man, no, understand this. Nobody is gonna, the fans that Gunna has accumulated over the years are street people, yes, but for the most part, he's a pop artist. He's a popular artist. You feel me? That's what that means when you hear pop artist. He's a popular artist. So for the most part, over the years, he has generated fans who do not care about this street stuff. So when people was trying to make Gunna feel or see or look like he was a rat, or he was just this dude that, you know what I'm saying, everybody was going to come after once he get out of jail, or once Thug get out of jail, it's gonna be this rain down of tearing down Gunna's credibility. You feel me? And it's like, that didn't happen at all. And I remember having a conversation with my dog. I said, bro, when Gunna get out, he's gonna be the biggest artist. Want to know why? Because he has fans that don't care about that street talk. And so once you're an artist that knows that, that's why when you see 21 Savage and Young Thug, these artists who can leave that street, who can say F the streets. See, all of the artists, y'all got to pay attention. All of the artists that rebutted and that went against that F the streets, they're saying that because they can't leave the streets. They're tied to the streets. They can't do that. See, Young Thug, 21 Savage, Gunna, Lil Baby, these guys made it beyond the streets. So yes, When you that artist, Kodak Black, when you're that artist that makes it beyond the streets, there's some part of you that has to let go of the streets. You see what I'm saying? You have to let it go as far as saying this is the thing that I ride for, because now you have to understand on the business side of things, you are a bigger entity. It's not just, oh, I gotta look out for my street people. No, you got a lot of people under your umbrella that you're influencing, that you're bringing along, blase, blase, squaze, squaze. That's why street music don't live in popular culture, because now once you come over to this side, there are kids over here that don't live in the streets, that don't know what the streets is, that don't know this stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's why we had all these conversations when you get NWA and you get all the parents that are rebuting. Now, I know that's not a word. That are saying, hey, my child is not going to listen to this. You want to know why? Because my son in real time goes to private school. He has real friends. His dad is home. Like all these stigmas that they put on black people, my son ain't on that. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these, over the years, a lot of times, people are going to disconnect with rap music because it's been trying to be pushed on a popular scale. You see what I'm saying? But once it gets to this popular scale, there are a audience here that aren't with that. You see what I'm saying? And the more rap goes, that's why rap has to get back to the musicality of things, because you can't take street rap and take it over the popular thing. It has to stay street. You see what I'm saying? But now it's hard because it has trickled. You feel me? Artists like Lil Durk, artists like Lil Baby, these guys who talk that street code, 21 Savage, like they've brung the street life into the popular culture. That's why, hence another reason why they have to say F the streets, because they done brung something that a lot of these kids ain't living. And probably some of these kids are trying to act and do these things, and they're seeing some crazy consequences come behind that because they don't live that life. You feel me? That's why you got to say F the streets. That's why that thing happens the way it happens, because these kids are no longer living that life. They ain't living that life for real. And so now, here you have, going back to the Boosie and the Kodak situation, you got Boosie out here campaigning for you being an individual of the streets, get famous, end up getting into some street stuff still, because it's in you. What they say, you can take the person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. Blase, blase, squaze, squaze, how that work? It's still in you. You see what I'm saying? That street mentality is still in you, through whatever reason. And so, with that being said, okay, cool. You get certain things to happen as far as in, oh man, why am I famous and I can't escape this or that or this or that, and this is still happening, that's still happening. But I'm famous though. It shouldn't happen. I should be able to. No, because you're still living under that umbrella. You're still living with that code. You're still living with that moral. You're still living with that. As you can see, Boosie is standing on being a celebrity or a rapper that is of protective custody, right? What I'm saying is this: there has to come a time where street doesn't matter. See what I'm saying? Bro, we famous as hell. We rich as hell. I'm not trying to go through this concept with you with saying, hey, bro, don't down that PC. Don't down that, don't down that protective custody here because you ain't real, dog. Cool. But I am a big celebrity that's about to step into this thing with people that want the clout, to say that they either beat me up, they took my lunch, they did whatever to me. Oh yeah, we used to, man. When Epic was in, well, I ain't gonna use my name because I'm not trying to be in there. When such and such was in there, boy, we used to, hey, that nigga used to get on the phone. We used to take that. Yeah. We used to, he thought he was gonna get on the phone. We took them minutes. Yeah, it's our phone call, Playboy. Yeah. How you like that? Come on, man. People live for that. Certain artists will go through it, certain artists won't. Y'all know the Park story. Certain artists are going to go through protective custody. Certain artists are not going to go through protective custody. And listen, it doesn't make you more street or less street if you do. It makes you either more smart or less smart. See, what Boosie has to understand is he's an OG. OGs get treated way different in prison or in jail versus a young nigga. See what I'm saying? Kodak Black is a young superstar. He has a more chance of getting either killed, beat up, or whatever the case may be due to that fact. Because like I say, it's cats out here that want the clout. Can't wait to get on the phone and tell their dog they beat up Kodak. Ain't nobody trying to beat up Boosie. You see what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody trying to be in jail and be like, yo, man, when Boosie get up, we're going to whoop his ass. You see what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody trying to do that. Ain't nobody trying to do that. So, yeah, Boosie, it's different for you. And, two, you coming into this jail with respect. You are OG. So when you step into this jail, you can say you don't want protective custody because these guys are willing to protect you. There's dudes, just like how there's a dude that's willing to get on the phone and say, hey, I slapped the shit out of Kodak today. There's another dude that's willing to get on the phone and say, hey, somebody tried Boosie and I slapped them for it. You know, ain't nobody trying Boosie in here. So it's different. It's different. The conversation is different. That's why I couldn't understand what Boosie was coming at when he was trying to project that on the Kodak. It's like, Boosie, we know what that looked like for you, and you know what that'll look like for him. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't make it seem like he ain't less of a gangster because he checked protective custody. No, he's smart. Anybody would. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you're from the streets. It don't matter none of that, bro. I'm not from the streets right now. I'm a young celebrity up 20 M's. Hit records. Classic albums. I'm not no street dude at this point in my life. Yes, I live street. I do that. You right. I do that because that's still a part of me. But that ain't my life though, bro. I eat at 5-star restaurants. I live in mansions. I drive nice cars. That's no longer my life no more. So, with that being said, I want that to continue to be my life. So when I step up in this prison, if I got to check protective custody wherever they transfer me to, I'm checking that. That don't make me less of a gangster. That don't make me less of nothing. That make me smart, and that make me a person that's want to go home. I want to see the end of my sentence, and I want to get out of here with no problems. But what happens is Boosie is using Kodak's street image to play the part. Because what's happening is you can't kill the artist. He's already the artist. He's going to forever tour. There's going to always be somebody booking him for something because he's a popular artist. He's a pop artist, right? What happens is Boosie is trying to kill the street cred of Kodak. That's what it is. Boosie wants the street cred of Kodak to be gone. How you street, bro, and you sign and you check PC. That's all it's about. It's about street cred. It's all about street cred. Boosie wants to cancel Kodak from the streets off of the diss that Kodak did to Boosie at the end of the year last year. And it's like, dog, for one, you a super grown behind man. It don't make sense. It do not make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, I went on a rant about artists dying, man. We watched Takeoff lose his life, bro. Due to a dice game, dog. Due to an altercation of a dice game, bro. Y'all are multi-million dollar group, bro. If there's any dice game conversation that we having, it's gonna be over craft table at MGM. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be at no little bowling alley with 100 niggas in here that got pistols and everything else. That's what I'm talking about. See how that situation went left? You want to know why? The main reason is because they had no business being there. That's the goal that is the lesson that God was teaching us in that. We lost somebody that was near and dear to us through rap culture. We lost a guy that was near and dear to us. Reasons why? Because they were somewhere that they was not supposed to be at. As a multi-million dollar group, Y'all don't got no business being in these rooms. But we have that thing street. The street code will cripple you and cripple your thoughts to make you feel like I have to be a part of it at any success of my life. There has to be some street that has to be into that. I'm from the hood, dog. Dig what I'm saying? I'm from the street. Dig what I'm saying? I ain't no street dude, but I am from it. I seen it. I've been there. I walked it every day of my life. You dig what I'm saying? What I know about the streets is OGs used to tell us to get up out of here. Not stay, not dedicate your life, not to get up out of here. So when it was my time to do so, guess what I did? I got up out of here. That's why a lot of cats salute me. That's why a lot of cats salute my friends, because we got up out of there, dog. I don't live in Mount Florida no more. I don't live on 804 East Jackson. I don't. See what I'm saying? I worked hard. I got to it, and I got up out of there. And I don't feel bad about getting up out of there, because that's what you're supposed to do. Get up out of them streets. That's not your end life, dog. But street people will make you feel like, yo, dog, you dedicate your life to this. You signed up for this, it's forever. No, it ain't. It's whenever you feel like you tired of it. You can wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I'm tired of this life. All right, bro, do something about it and get up out of there. You're not wrong for doing that. I'm teaching my son that right now. My son is about to be in middle school next year. He's going to be in 6th grade. I'm teaching that to him right now about walking up out of that room when you don't feel like something is going right. Watch who you walking behind. Don't be walking behind nobody at all, because you your own person. But if you got a friend and he on some foolishness, you make sure, for one, you get your behind home, because that's the coolest thing. Don't let him make you feel like what he doing is the coolest thing. No. Getting home, getting to your bed, getting to your shower, waking up in the morning to go back to school and do it all over again, that's the coolest thing. Now, granted, you're going to be a child, you're going to be a kid, make mistakes, but see, this is the beautiful thing about me being a kid once upon a time. I can share the mistakes I made, make it pretty vivid, so my son doesn't have to go down that road. See, a lot of people, we live on that, yeah, he got to do his own thing. No, he don't. We have to show the way now. We done experienced it, show the way. The game don't change. It do not change. What happened to us, what happened to our parents, it happens. The game don't change. The game don't change. That's why you say, boy, I've been there and I done that. When you talk to your kids and they do something that you done did before, boy, I done been there and I done that. Because the game don't change. It do not change. And so we have to teach better. We have to learn. We have to do better as far as in sending the message, because the message ain't being sent the right way, especially now with this street mess. And my daddy used to make me understand what this street life is understanding. It come with. You either gonna die or you gonna go to jail. That's what the streets gonna do to you. Yeah, man, let's change the narrative, dog. Check PC. If you a young celebrity, don't listen to what Boosie got going on, man. Don't listen to that. That is a targeted cancellation attack. He's trying to move the needle point with that. End of the day, kids, pray to God y'all never go to jail. But if you so happen to get there and you happen to be of value, hey, don't you be scared to check that protective custody, dog. Forget all that. What bruh got going on. Check it. Live to see another day. That part. Boosie tripping. Boosie is tripping. Boosie is tripping. I want to move right along. I don't want to stay too much on that topic, but it's something that be bothering me because, you know, the goal is, like I say, man, the goal is to get out of the streets. See what I'm saying? The goal is to get out of the streets. The goal is to make sure we do not down that hill that we are in the streets for life. You dig what I'm saying? We want to get our mama out the hood. We want to get our peoples out the hood. Like, that's the goal. We're there in the beginning, but that's not our life for life. You know what I'm saying? Right now in my life, in my chapter, in my 34, at 34, I'm working hard to get my mama and my grandma up out of 804 East Jackson. Because that's just the goal, bro. Ain't nothing to say nothing wrong with it. Feel me? Ain't nothing to say nothing wrong, but the goal is to get your family up out of and move something better. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the goal. That's what I'm on. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna work extra hard at doing that. And feel how you want to feel. Oh, Lee selling out. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's called being better. It's called doing better. And a lot of people can't identify with that because that's something that they don't see themselves doing. And that's okay. That's okay. But that's not my story. You feel me? Moving right along. We're gonna talk about this little Russell situation, man. I came for little Russell a couple weeks ago because he said something about my goat. And I wasn't rocking with that. Feel what I'm saying? You ain't finna come for my goat. No, none of y'all coming for the goat. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Weezy F. You feel me? None of y'all coming for the goat, boy. Y'all better calm down. It's getting a little too disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little too disrespectful. We got to calm it down. Calm it down. This it's still him now. We gotta act. We can't act like rap wasn't dependent on Wayne at a point of time. And look what he did with rap. Look what he created. Look what he set up for rap to exist another 10 to 20 years. Yay. Yay. So it's like you can't get mad that people don't want to listen to the style of rap that you was brought up on. Feel me? Music changes. It moves along. I've been seeing that when early 2008 came, I figured it out. I said rap is going different. It's finna be different. And now look, when Future came in, that's when it really changed. Knew then. Then Travis Scott came, and then it was over. Thug came, and forget it. We're never going back again. We're never going back again. And so it is what it is. I'm so tired of this thing right here, ladies and gentlemen. It be don't want to act right for the boy. But anyway, we're finna go on, move on to Lil Russell. Shout out to Lil Russell. Like I said, don't never talk about the GOAT though, my boy. Chill out. But I like what you're saying on this because it hit. It hits. It hits. It hits. It hits. Lil Russell got a song, and in the song he was saying, I think the song is called Heaven Sent, but in the record he was just naming people that are heaven sent, and he's like Donald Trump, heaven sent, Adolf Hitler, heaven sent. He was just naming like to us the worst of the worst people. Like, why would you say that about him? Like, why would you say that about him? You know, I think he said R. Kelly, heaven sent. Like, everybody that we now hate is like, he said that they're heaven sent. And a lot of people came for him. A lot of people came for him, so much so he made a video. So much so I think I seen as of yesterday that he has deactivated his Instagram account. And so, but what I feel is that message hit, man, because I preach that a lot. I preach that a lot, especially when it comes down to understanding the person and understanding how they got to where they are at. Like, let's use the R. Kelly situation, right? Let's use anybody's situation. Let's use Jeffrey Dahmer. Let's use the most horrible people you can ever imagine, right? How did they get there, though? Like, we never want to answer that question. That's why, for me, I love playing the villain. I will jump on the villain role quicker than I would jump on the hero role, because the villain never is celebrated through whatever the reason is. It could be because he's a murderer, whatever. But why I represent the villain so much and why I love being the villain is because the villain is probably the most innocent person in the story, because it didn't start out that way. That's why I love what they did with the Joker, the Joker movie. They took it from square one. You see the Joker go through loving the world, having hope in people, all of this, right? And then you see him go through the traumatics of how people will really treat you. And then we seen what that did for him. We seen what the negative things that people would say and how people would treat him, how it snapped. And then we seen him ultimately end up on the talk show and shoot Robert De Niro in the head. I think that was Robert De Niro. And so what I'm trying to say is that, man, what we miss all the time in these people is figuring out, yo, why are you like the way you are, bro? Like R. Kelly brother came out and said that his sister used to molest them. Like let's break that down. Your older sister used to come in the room. You 7, you 8 at the time. Used to molest you. Terrence Howard just had a story where he said he been having sex since he was 4 years old. Whether that be true or not, I don't know. But I'm guaranteeing you, a lot of instances and for a lot of people, that's the truth. Been having sex since they was 6 and 4. Then when we meet them in present day, we don't know their story. We don't know how they got there. We just know who they are today. And you see her as a whore, a promiscuous woman, and you're like, oh my God. But there's a reason. We don't want to get to the reason. We have to start getting to the reason of why an individual is what they are. Because we're all innocent when we come into this world. The one thing I love is racism is not born in you, it's taught to you. That's everything, though. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't just apply to racism. That's everything. Nobody is born in this world as a murderer. Feel me? Nobody is born in this world as a murderer. Now, do we go through life having thoughts? Yes, but see, here's the thing, too. There has to be somebody on the other side that's going to be like, something's not right. Something's not right. Let me see if I can do something different with this and see where it goes in the next 5 to 10 years. And why I'm saying this is because as much of it as late as it is for this conversation right now, because there are a lot of people that are dealing with the consequences of what they have became, I'm saying this to say we have to change it for the younger people so when they grow up to be the people that other people encounter at the time they encounter them in their lives, it'll be a different story for them. You know what I'm saying? They'll be a different individual. But it's because we took that proper care and we took that proper concern to really see what it is that's bothering them. Or we took the proper care and not do anything to them. There's a lot of kids that go through torture. They get sent to their room for hours and hours and hours and hours of time. Like how you go to prison and you get sent to the hole, you get sent to the box. There are parents that are sending their kid to the room for hours and hours. There are parents that are sending their kids to bed with nothing to eat. This over time will create a ugh in you. And then the first act of violence is probably on your mom or your dad or your parents. And those are your guinea pigs. You feel me? Those are the people that you, and every time you do it, you grow. You're feeding that plant. You're watering that plant. You're watering it. And it's growing. It's growing. It's growing. To the point when you're a full-grown individual and that tree has got branches and leaves and you are who you are now. Because we didn't take the proper time to identify, for one, if there's something going on, or we took the time to treat you super harshly. People go through crazy things, man, behind the scene, bro. That will lead them to a life of whatever it might be. That would lead them there, man. But we look at somebody like R. Kelly and we call them a horrible person. Hence, they are. What they're doing is unnatural. But there's a reason, though. Like we're so disconnected. We're so on the act or on the right now of the individual that we don't even want to go back, channel back to find out how did we get here? How are you molesting these little girls? How are you murdering these people? How is this going on? How did we get here? What happened? Nobody wants to talk about that. That's the conversation to have. I love playing Mr. in Color Purple. You want to know why? Because his story is, for one, his story is one of redemption. There's slightly a chance where a man gets a second chance to be anything that he could be. That's like living two lives. You get a chance to live a life one way, then God grants you with the grace and the mercy to live your life shifted around and to continue to live it another way. You literally live two different lives. Everybody's not blessed with that story. That is made me want to tap into what Mr. had going on, because I wanted to represent this. I can ask for forgiveness, and I can start the journey to work on myself to not be who I am. Important thing, figuring out how do you shift it so you can no longer be that. So my kids don't grow up with that. Their kids don't grow up with that. Like, what do I do to shift that? That's the conversation. Nothing more, nothing less. But like I say, we don't want to have that conversation. We just want to point. We love to judge. And that speaks on humans. Like, there's so much we could talk about, bro. And I'm figuring out my stance on what I need to be doing with this podcast. Enlighten. I have so many perspectives on things, man. Just more than music. And I don't want to just be a music guy or entertainment guy, because I have a brain that's expands so far out. And I be like thinking about stuff, man. Like, bro, we don't really take the time to do this or do that, to do this. And that's the sad thing about all of this, man. Because we all are heaven sent. If we think about it, we all are heaven sent. The Bible says we are made in God's likeness. That don't exclude R. Kelly. That don't exclude Donald Trump. That don't exclude none of these people. We are all made in God's likeness. And I like what he said. He said, God, it's funny how we come from the same God, and he can create something that is so bad and it's something that is so good. But see, here's the thing. God don't create nothing that's bad. We all good. This is what the world does to the individual. God has never created anything that's bad. Get that through your head. Every creation I have made, for one, is in my likeness, and I am everything. If you listen to how God describes himself, I am what I am. I am the all. I'm the beginning. Like, if we're in this God's likeness, who says he is who he is, he's the alpha, we're in his likeness, how are we not like that? So he doesn't create anything that is going to be bad. He creates it with the intent of it being good, the best. We create the badness in people. And we don't want to deal with that. Ooh, we got quiet in the room, real quiet. But we do. We do. We create people to be bad. I'm watching these videos of these little girls twerking. 5, 6, 4 years old, twerking, doing all this. Mama just holding the phone, laughing. You're creating something in that girl. When she get 11, 12 years old, baby, you're going to have a hard time with her, because look what you created. Out of what you thought was fun, cute, you're creating something. And I don't know what it is to be a good person. I don't have the tools. I don't have the notepad. I don't have the resources. I don't have none of that, bro. But I have experienced a lot of stuff in my life to be like, yo, that's not how I want to treat nobody. Or, yo, if we do this better, this could be the result. I've lived long enough to kind of see how that can go. I just need everybody else to get on that. But we got a job in raising these young kids, man. And our job is to make sure they have the best life that they can possibly have. The best life that they can possibly have. I watch a lot of documentaries, man, of parents when they son goes to prison for life for murdering somebody and da 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 da. Their main thing is we never knew that Jonathan would do something like that. We never knew Chris would do something like that. We just didn't see it. You know, he was such a happy boy, loved wrestling. He's a happy kid. We never thought he'd do something like that. You ever had a conversation with John? You ever asked him what he was thinking? I have conversations with my kids every day. What's on your mind? What you thinking? How you feeling? Anybody said something to you today that got you in the way? You feeling the way? You good? You straight? You got to talk to your children, man, every day. Communicate what's on their mind, what they thinking. Moving forward, let's get into that. Let's tap into that. My brother's aunt, Aunt Pam, which is, I consider her my aunt too. My first time seeing a family meeting was at their house. I ain't never know what that looked like. I used to spend the night over their house all the time in Tampa. And one time when I was there, little Terica, she came in the room. Hey, mom and dad, we're about to do a family meeting. What? And they list what they wasn't pleased with this week as far as in chores, attitude, schoolwork, da 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 da. They listed that. Then they opened the floor for the kids to have a conversation about how they felt this week. Or if the parents did something or said something that was wrong. That is how you fix it. But see, a lot of parents gonna die on I'm the boss, my word is my word, I say what goes, ha la 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 la. And feel like their way of raising the kid is the way. And then your kid end up being the worst possible person in the world. Because you ain't take the time to understand who they really were. You putting something in them that they ain't. And that's another thing we got to stop doing. That's why I love the play that I'm in, because we're going against legacy. Choosing our own paths, even in your family. Being able to choose your own path. I don't have to do the family business, Pop. I don't want to. I never did. Stop making me do that. I want to choose another direction with this. I want to go another way with this. I want to live another life. I don't want to do what you did. And part of what you did because of failure of something else that you really wanted to do. You really wanted to make this happen, but you failed. So now you're projecting your failure on me as if I would not do it. I'm not saying me, I'm just using me as an example. You're projecting your failure on me as if that's going to be my life too. No, no, no. It's not my life. I see my life. I go to sleep every night and see my life. I know what it'll be. I have to now put in the work for it to be that way. And as a parent, you have to allow your kid to feel that way. A lot of people ask me, "Oh, your son gonna be an actor? Your son, does he like the arts?" I don't know. I don't know. My son is enjoying being a kid right now. He's not thinking about 20 years from now or 30 years from now or what he wants to do. He's enjoying being 10 years old. Now, do we have conversations? Yeah. Yeah, we talk. We've talked about the future. But his focus right now is not, dang, what I want to do 10 years from now. Where will I be at? No. Be a kid. Live your life. You're going to be exactly where you want to be at. Don't put no pressure on yourself right now to be where you want to be at. Live your life. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. And that's my advice to everybody, man. Live your life. You're going to get there. You ain't got to worry about none. Let's start doing better with each other, man. Let's start moving better. Let's just start doing better, man, because we can change the perspective of a lot of people, dog. We can change the lifespan for a lot of people, dog. It don't have to end that way for a lot of people if you love on them, if you do this. It's another reason why I like being in this production, because it teaches you to love something that you're not okay with. Forget about what you're not okay with. That's not what's important. The love is. You don't know what you'll do for a person if you just love on them. Especially a person that knows that the love that they need won't come from you. They're not expecting you to be the one that give them the love. So once you give them the love, it's like kindness. Oh, it does exist. Oh, it can happen for me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me close my door. I don't know if y'all can hear the dang on. They out there, yeah. All in a goddamn on. So I closed my door. I had my door wide open, but hopefully that don't get picked up too much on the mic because I was cooking. But we don't. At the end of the day, man, you never know what love will do for a person. See what I'm saying? You never know what the amount of love will do for a person, bro. If you just give it to them. I walk in on that set every day, man, with people that don't live like me, people that don't look like me. I mean, we the same color. They don't think like me, but that don't mean I'm like, no. When we walk in, we hug everybody. Hug. Show that love. Show that embrace. I love you. There's a line that I tell Juicy that I love. We family, man. Forget all that. We fam. I love you. That's so real to tell a person, bro. That's so real to tell a person. So I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. They are really going crazy. If y'all hear that, that is my apologies. So sorry, because they're going dumb right now with this with these leaf blowers. But yeah, man. Shout out that little Russell. That's real talk, really. Because we all are heaven sent, bro. No matter what it is, we all are heaven sent. We all are God's children. We all are God's creation. And it is what it is. Forget how you feel about the individual right now. Know that they was on a journey. Know that that's not how they started. And unless you're not going to figure out what happened for them to get to that point, then it is what it is. Leave it alone. Like, leave it alone. Don't speak on it. Don't join the trend. Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people like to join the trend. But you felt like this about this person a couple years ago. Now that it's a trend to hate them, you want to join it because you don't want to be the 1% out of the 50 that's not having the conversation. You want to join in so you look like you ain't okay with what's going on too. It's okay to be the individual in the room that's like, nah, I'm all right with that. I'm good. I pass. But go look at it another way. Just saying. This is real talk, dog. Like, we gotta love on each other, bro. I can't express it enough. We have to love on each other. It just is what it is. It just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. Feel me? So I'm gonna move right on along here. To this Drake. End it with Drake. Go end it with the Drake, the El Drake. All right, so that's why I kind of got my blue vibe going on. You know what I'm saying? We're in Iceman season. As a fan, I'm just chilling. I ain't really been podding on Drake. I ain't really been saying nothing about Drake because ain't nothing really to say. You know what I'm saying? The music gonna come when the music gonna come. Drake is still the number one selling rap artist. He's still being streamed the most. Like nothing has changed for Drake. I don't think Drake is too much in a hurry to yeah. And so he's in the anticipation game for sure. I mean, this is the first time we've seen Drake go into a album rollout with no features out. That's usually how he sells it. You know what I mean? I remember when CLB was dropping, and we kind of was wondering like what was going on, and um, he'll give you different hints through the verses he'll send out through different artists, like when he did if I mean the way out in London, you know that's a hideaway. You know what I do. I think on that verse he was just like, man, don't send me no more verses. Uh, oh no, he said that on type shit with not type shit, but what's the song? Lord of the Drake. Uh, Over your scoop on the Drake. What is the name of the song? Having My Way. Having My Way. The song was called Having My Way. And so on Having My Way, that's what he said. He's like, please do not send me no more verses and then I'm going to eat and learn no more about the threes here in the pool just connect to the beach. And hey, straight up. I gotta pull that up. Remember that's all of my niña. That was back in that day. Now I'm running legitimate business and get it away. Having it. Now that I'm thinking it through, I just ain't. What do you say? Now that I'm thinking it through, I just ain't feeling luck of my heart to awake, huh? And she tried to effing a rapper to break up my heart, but my heart doesn't break. Soon as I link with these feelings are written all over their face. What? Okay, great. I'm in that back room at Wally's. I spent $30 on so many grapes. We done did so many pull-ups on niggas. No wonder we get in this shape, huh? Too busy backing my words away to actually ever confronting your face. Then change. Hey, billionaires talk to me different when they see my pay stuff from Lucci and Grange. You know what I'm saying? Get to the part down where you was like, please do not reach out to me. Please don't reach out to me. Please don't reach out to me. Thinking watching too much Stefan done gotten to me. Hold on. Please don't reach out to me. Think watching too much of Stefan done got to me. Versus to ease. I'm serving them up by the threes. I'm playing pool in the pool, connect to the beach. I've been too solid to ever have stripes on my sneaks. You know what I mean? But that was back in the day. Yo, yeah, shout out to Drake. I've been too solid to ever have stripes on my sneaks. You know what I mean? Back in that day, my dogs were putting their balls in pockets of all of the things. That was back in that day. Now we involved in legitimate business, baby. We done came a long way. Sometimes I hop on the road by myself and listen to shit that you say. All of y'all having more dollars and dollars, and that's just I can't relate. Whoa, load up that Drake. Yeah, man. But see, like I said, at that time, like, hey man, please don't send no more verses to me. Trying to work on the album, stop it. And like during that time, like every week, Drake was on the album. It was on somebody's album. It was like featuring Drake, featuring Drake, featuring Drake. Like, so by the time it got to the Migos, Culture 3 dropped. And let me tell you too how respectable a guy Drake is. Drake is not going to drop the album till everybody is out of the way because he knows how big of a machine he is. And that just goes to show you how much respect he has for a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? Like, he could have dropped when the Migos dropped. He could have dropped whenever during that time, but he didn't. And part of it is because, well, maybe I don't want my verse to be overlooked on the song. And then two, I'm just giving you respect because I know how big of a machine I am. If I drop the same thing you drop, obviously they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? My drop is gonna overpower your drop, basically at the end of the day. And so, with that being said, and two, you got to think every Drake uh, album, it's come with something, meaning it's always been around something. Scorpion, the Pusha T beef, Views, I think was the Pusha T beef. Like everything that Drake was doing was centered around something that made the moment bigger than what it probably should have been. You know what I'm saying? And then it just doesn't. What doesn't help it is the music is really good, and so he has these moments that help the sales, but then you put the music on top of it that are just going to make the sales go. Pew! And I think that's what's going to happen with Iceman. Iceman is here he goes, another album that's around a moment. I think For All the Dogs was his moment to be like, is he still Drake? There was no beef, I believe, tied to that. Of course, we got the J. Cole moment a few times out of that. Got the Super Bowl, got the tour. So he is great at making moments around his drops. He's great at dropping in the midst of a moment. You know what I'm saying? And so at this time, it's probably the biggest moment of his life because not only is he fighting for his career, but he's doing it his way, meaning he ain't giving out verses. He's not doing extra stuff like popping out, doing this and that. We used to see Drake pop out at shows. That used to be part of his marketing thing too. A lot of guys on the road. Let's be real. Drake will be usually the main guest at some of these shows. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't rocking with people. And so, a lot of people gotta deal with what they deal with, I guess. But it's just funny to me, man. This whole thing, even with the beef, right? I remember having a conversation mid beef, and I was just like, it was just blowing my mind to see what people would say to the things you would say. Like I'll be giving people real deal facts. Not to say they wasn't giving me facts about what Kendrick had going on, but I was giving people real deal facts. And to hear them say, but and that was the thing. But and it's like, no, ain't no but. Just sit in what I just told you. Sit in that. Sit in what I just told you. Receive it. Okay? And then we can have another conversation. But no. No. Sit in the truth that I just told you. Okay? I know it's hard to accept, but sit in that. You good? All right, we can move on now. You feel me? But it was a point, man, where it's like, yo, and now years later, you gotta sometimes you gotta let the smoke clear. You feel me? Because you'll look more dumb. You'll look dumber jumping on the boat. That's why I just stopped. At a point in time, I just like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything because it's people that are egging me to say stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be somebody that'll comment on it, knowing that's what they're saying ain't facts, but they'll say it because they know I'm so passionate about the moment. And then they'll know, if I say this to Lee, he'll react. And it's like, so I really had to back off because I knew that was a time where I was watching my boy really get lashed out, really get executed. Literally, that's what really was going on. It was a hip hop execution. let's eliminate Drake's. Let's eliminate Drake from the idea of hip hop. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. It's like, let's eliminate the thing. Let's eliminate him from hip hop. Because, and I'm like, bro, y'all want to eliminate him? The one that did the most for the game? Kept it going for another 10 years. Y'all want to eliminate him? Made rap more interesting? Made it more trendy? Y'all want to delete him? Then I remembered, they never wanted him to come to the game. They can't compete with that guy. And you can't. You couldn't. We got to make a song with him. We got to call him out for a feature. Because you can't compete with him. What they say, can't beat him, join him. We got to do a song with him. That's what you call leveling yourself up. I'm going to level myself with the be the top guy. So if I want to work with any artist, I can work with any artist. It's nothing. Then vice versa. Anybody want to work with me, they can work with me. Because I leveled myself to be the pick. Then fast forward, y'all want to eliminate this guy? And I'm talking about for the dumbest of reason. Oh, he ain't black. Oh, he ain't this. Oh, he used Atlanta for the culture. Nerd! Stop right there. Now I'm gonna keep going, but we're gonna put a pin mark in there. He do a lot of things. Oh, he switched his style up to please to the younger audience. Oh, really? He did. Sounds familiar. Oh, he used Atlanta. He used the South for a come up. He did. Sound familiar. Oh, he in it for the money more than anything else. He wanted to. Oh, really? He is. Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. Drake got a line in Summer 16 where he says, I used to want to be on Rockefeller till I turned into Jay. Now I got a house in LA and I got a bigger pool than Ye. I mean, Ye's pool's nice, mine's just bigger, what I'm saying. Oh man, yo time now. That's hey, used to want to be on Rockefeller till I turned into Jay. Huh? What I'm saying is, people, y'all was back in date. Y'all were beating Drake back in for basically being Jay-Z. For basically doing every move Jay-Z did. And then Jay-Z gave him the game on Light Up. Jay-Z gave him the game on Light Up. Who else you think he's going to be? That's why I'm like, when my homeboy B. Sims, shout out to B. Sims, my dog hit me up and he was like, yo, dog, I think Drake would have been better if he would have got the game from Jay, if he would have. And I'm like, bro, he did. That's why he's at where he at right now. Like, he did get the game from Jay. He didn't listen to Light Up. He gave him the game in front of everybody. He basically had a private meeting with Drake in front of us. Because he was saying some stuff that was Illuminati based too. You feel me? The meetings. Here's how they gonna come at you. Like, he let them know, yo, when you get to a certain level, this is what they're gonna do to try to kill your success. Be ready for that. Because I see that in you. You're gonna get to that level. You're already there, basically, but the more you go into this, you're gonna get to that level. Guess what's gonna happen? And he's witnessing it now. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say Hove is him, but he is. And he predicted it. But you know, and when I told him that, I'm like, bro, he did get the game from Jay. But what does he look like now getting more game from Jay when he feels like he's probably bigger than Jay? He just said it. Used to want to be on Rockefeller till I turned into Jay. What I look like wanting to get advice from Jay-Z when I feel like I'm him. You see what I'm saying? But in that time frame of that Drake and Kendrick beef, bro, a lot of people was backing Drake down for basically doing stuff that Jay-Z has already did. He ain't the blueprint for nothing. What he told y'all on Blueprint 3, Hove on that new shit. Niggas like, how come? Niggas on my old shit, buy my old albums. He was telling you then. I'm on to the next. I'm on to the next. I'm finna go and try to get to the younger crowds. That's why Blueprint 3 had the younger features. Drake, J. Cole, the younger guys that had the crowd at that time. The crowd at that time that Jay was trying to get to, look at who was on the album. Let's look at the track list for Blueprint 3. Let's take a look at the track list, yeah. Okay, Blueprint 3. You had Young Jeezy. Come on now. Swiss Beats, Kid Cudi, Drake. These are features. J. Cole, Kanye West, because, you know, Kanye was on the rock. But you pay attention, Rihanna, you pay attention to the features of that album. Everybody that's on that album were the ones leading the new school. Drake was leading. J. Cole was the leader. Drake was leading. J. Cole was turning into. Drake was already there at that time. By the time Off That comes, Drake, he's out of here. You feel me? Drake, J. Cole is becoming the leader. You know what I'm saying? He's on his way to. You feel me? But at the same time, while he's on his way, culturally, fan base wise, he's already the guy. You feel me? To his fans, by the time he reached A Star Is Born on Blueprint 3, Friday Night Lights then came out, the mixtape series, he's the guy. He is the guy. He's trying to be the guy mainstream now. Feel me? That's the journey he's on at this point. But pay attention, like I said, to the fans, he's already that guy. Jay knows that. Kid Cudi, he's that guy. Day and Night is out. Pursuit of Happiness is out. He is that guy. He has the youth. He has the youth in the chokehold. Kanye West has the youth in the chokehold. Pharrell, he's just a generational icon. He's always going to be relevant. You see what I'm saying? So he's Pharrell. You can't go wrong with Pharrell. That's just what it is. But you look at these artists, Young Jeezy at the time, he had, you know, going back to the South. Young Jeezy was the guy in the South at that time. There was nothing bigger than Jeezy on a hip hop mainstream level. There was nothing bigger than Jeezy. Wayne was kind of, you know, fishing around. You feel me? He's fishing around at this point. Jeezy is the guy, though. Excuse me. That's what it is. I Go Hard is out by this time. Jeezy, he's on fire, man. He's on fire. He's on fire. There's nothing other than that. I think President is Black comes out by this time. Blueprint is 2009. I'm show you how on fire Jeezy was. Let me see what's out 2009 for Jeezy. Yep, 2009, the recession dropped. Well, 2008, the recession dropped. President is Black. What are we talking about? President is Black, but Lambo is blue. That's what Nas Put On is out by this time. What else is out? Welcome back. Amazing. Amazing. And the thing like amazing. It's amazing. Come on, man. What else is out? That's it. That's about it on this album. But Jeezy is the guy. Back to what I was saying. Jeezy is on fire at this point. Jay-Z is going to reach out to Jeezy for his album, which is coming out the next year. The recession came out in 2008. Blueprint came out in 2009. Line it up. Jeezy was on fire. And so that's why I be blowing my mind when it comes down to, oh, well, Drake went to the South. He went down south to get a lot of his clout. Da, da, da. Well, guess who else did the same thing? Jay-Z literally, he lived in the South. Nigga, he would have thought he had a condo down there. Should I go down? Should I do the feature list with artists that Jay-Z done work with down south? I believe he worked with more down south artists than he worked with anybody else. You want to see the list? We got Wayne. We got Juvie. We got Jeezy. We got Rick Ross. We got T.I. We got Bun B, Pimp C, Jermaine Dupri. That's about 6, 7 down south artists right there that I done named that Jay-Z done collaborated with over the years of his career to keep that up north, down south relevancy. I want to conquer all the coasts. Granted, you still not that relevant in the South, but let's just say you so happen to come down here for a show. You can survive here. Feel me? You ain't just on what you got. You can survive too, though. You can feed us some records that we love you for down here. You know what I'm saying? But Jay did the same thing though. And y'all want to kick Drake back in because he supposedly used the South? Huh? That's why it didn't make sense to me, man. Because it's like, how is it cool for this person to do it? And nah, it's all of a sudden Drake is the worst individual because he followed the blueprint. How? That's what just blew my mind with the Drake and Kendrick beef. When I look back at it now, I'm like, man, bro, they was really trying. They tried hard. The agenda was to get Drake out of here. And people was like, nah, that ain't it, bro. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You don't think it's some people that want LeBron James to get the hell out of the way? This man been dominating for 20-something years in the NBA. You don't think somebody else wants a chance to be the guy? You see what I'm saying? Everybody going to get their chance to be the guy, but nobody's going to be the guy unless LeBron leave. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Y'all ain't got nothing near the accolades of this nigga. So, yeah, we got to get him out of here. We can't compete with him. We got to get him out of here. All y'all dissing this dude? What? How? If we line it up, this man has something to do with all y'all careers. It was the most confusing time in rap for me, bro. I could not understand it. That was the one time I really just wanted to be an insider. Like, I didn't want to be a fan anymore. Like, I really just wanted to be an insider and just be in the rooms where Drake would be having private conversations about what the heck is going on, like giving confirmation of what was going on. Like, I wish that for once I could have been in the room, dog, instead of just a fan trying to think about or come up with different scenarios of what could happen. Like, now I wish I was in the room to see or hear why does he feel like this is going on, or what is his perspective on it. You see what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I just couldn't believe that. I just couldn't believe that. Like I used to tell people all the time during that time, I say, man, you got to think about it. Drake was the one guy that nobody wanted to come in the game anyway. They accepted him because he's just too good. You're too good of an artist. You have to kind of move out of the way and let him do what he's going to do. Now, granted, when they moved out of the way, did they think they will be moved out of the way for 15 to 20-something years? I don't think so. I think they thought this thing was going to be a little industry planish. Do what you got to do and get up out of here. Bruh man's still here. And getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. He's not just sailing. No, he's on the incline. And so it just blew my mind during that time that this was the narrative that people was literally going with. Like, dog, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is the ends? What is it? What does it mean to this? And what are we doing? I couldn't believe it. So It is what it is, man. Iceman is on the way. Uh, it's just on the way, man. It's on the way. I'm looking at this. I Given my prediction, I don't believe Iceman drops this year. I don't. Do we get a single? For sure. I believe we get a single by summer, and I believe it's going to be the one. It's going to be the single that'll last him for the rest of the year. You got to think. You got to think. A song can last you for the rest of the year. You ain't got to drop no album to the end of the year. See what I'm saying? Bodak Yellow was out for a while before Cardi came with Invasion of Privacy. See what I'm saying? So, like, Drake, I feel like Drake is gearing up to drop the single. Single should be coming either in May or summer, literally. But we know this is Drake's single time. He's a summer guy. He likes to set the summer up, and I feel like he will be dropping soon as far as in that record of the summer. It's just what it is, man. I'm paying attention to his run, and I think he's going to go back to day one. He's going to go back all the way to day one. Day one Drake, even with how I'm releasing the music. More now, we get the leaks. I remember when I was an early Drake fan, nigga, that was the best part of being a Drake fan, was getting on YouTube, hearing leaks, then figuring out if it's really him, you know what I'm saying, if it's really a song or whatever the case may be. Like, that was the thrill of it. And now I get on Instagram or I get on Threads every day, and there's a new leak, there's a new this, there's a new that. That's one thing he hasn't stopped doing since day one. He always gonna leak a song. But the more and more I hear leaks, I'm like, oh yeah, they empty in the clip. They empty in the clip. They're getting these songs out. That's how you empty the drive. You know what I mean? Hey, you leak them. The fans going to grab them some kind of way. It's going to be on your phone. If you're a die hard, it's going to be on your phone. You're going to have that song on your phone for sure. Or saved. Or it's going to be somewhere where you can go back and listen to it for sure. And so, but also for the artist, that's a way to empty the clip, get the hard drive clean. Let's get the records out. All these songs can't make the album, of course. So what we're going to do, we're going to leak, we're going to leak, we're going to leak, we're going to leak. All these things are happening. That makes me super more sure that something is coming. Do I think it's an album? No, not just yet. Not just yet. But a single for sure. We shall see an official single. Because you got to think, the Iceman doing the Iceman, that little stream run, them singles wasn't official. If what was being reported is true, those singles wasn't official. Just leaks, records that he was probably doing the beef that he just was sitting on. And it is what it was. I think he was trying to show, or maybe he was just trying to show, hey, I had more records to go. You know what I mean? I had more records to go. Something happened where the beef had to stop, but I had more stuff in the tank. Whatever the case may be, another way to empty the clip. Because we found out through time, the record that was on episode 2 at the end, that was Pressure record. You know what I'm saying? That happened to come out, thank God, which is a hard record. And so, but, it just blew my mind, man. It just blew my mind. But I think that's how it's going to go. We're going to get a Drake single by summer. It's going to be the one. I just hope it's not no dance hall stuff, man. Like, don't give me nothing dance hall, bro. I got enough of that. Give me something that's going to slap, that I can ride with the windows down, laugh at everybody because they said you wasn't going to be that guy. Give me something that's going to slap. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. I need that slap, my boy. And so I know that's coming. And, yeah, it's over. It's over, man. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to just let people tune in. Just tune in, bro. Iceman on the way. It's Iceman season. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? I just been chilling. I ain't been pressuring on it. When it drop, it's going to be the best day of my life as a fan. But other than that, it's coming. I know it's coming. That's a fact. We ain't ducking that accusation. That was coming. So, shout out to Drake and shout out to the OVO squad. Just blew my mind, man. I had to say something about that, man. It just blows my mind. And two, before I get off of that just lets you know how powerful the South is. I done had that conversation with y'all. Just give us our respect. Y'all always come down here to pop off. It's what it is. I just named 30 artists that Jay-Z done collaborated with down south. He doesn't collaborate with too many other artists. You got Kendrick Lamar out of the West. That's it. You don't really got too many New York artists that has a record with Jay-Z. You don't. It's not a lot of New York guys that got a record that's saying featuring Jay-Z. I think Joe Budden got the Pump It Up remix. Ooh. And maybe Jim Jones got the Ballin' remix. Ooh. But Jay-Z collaborating the most in the South. I named the names. Pimp C, Bun B, Rick Ross, Juvie, Jeezy, Wayne, Jermaine Dupri. Like, he loves down south, and he knows what down south come with. You see what I'm saying? So don't think for 1 second that the South doesn't hold no value in hip hop, bro. We are what we are, and we change the needle when it comes to this music game, dog. So I'm always champion for the South when it comes down to what kind of respect we need when it comes down to this music and the influence of where we done changed this stuff to be. It ain't nothing about what it was. Feel me? Because we had everything to do with that. What we see music as now, flow, the flows and all of that, the South, the South, the South, the South, the South, the South. Everything got a bounce to it. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Got a little slang to it. People rapping how they want to. People rapping the way they talk, meaning like people rapping the way they're from. The South did that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. And so I think it's just a beautiful thing to see, beautiful thing to be a part of. I love being from the South. I love being an artist from the South. It makes me more proud to be from here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the show. I said I was gonna do an hour and something. Did an hour and 30. Remember, man, love each other, man. At the end of the day, love each other. That's what it is, man. That is what it is. Remember that a person is never starts out the way they end. Always give a person grace. Always try to figure out what got them there. My mama always tell me all the time, well, baby, there's a reason why they're that way. There's a reason why they're that way. And that's what I always look at people with. I always look at them for, oh, there's a reason why they are the way they are. They just didn't wake up one day and chose violence. They just didn't wake up one day and chose this. There's a reason. Something happened in their life along the line that got them to this point. Who am I to say, yo, you jacked up, feel me? Without being like, yo, what was it that got you to this point in your life, dog? What was the sequence of event? I had a conversation with my mom about one of my uncles, and I'm like, Mom, I just want to figure out why he's like that. And she told me this story about, I won't go into the story, but she told me a story. And it made so much sense to why he is the way he is right now. We all got a story. We all got a journey. We all came from something that was one thing in the beginning. Now it's something else now. You know what I'm saying? We all got that story. Who are you as the person that's viewing me to say anything judgmental, anything detrimental, or anything evil to how I am without even knowing my story, to how I got here? We have to learn the story, know the backstory. Just what it is. And you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at how a person or what happened to a person. I gave the examples earlier on in the show today. We talked about R. Kelly. We talked about all of these bad people that we are deeming to be evil right now as of their right now life without even going back and seeing, well, how did they get to that? And what do we have to do to, for the future, get the people in our lives to not end up in that position? How do we change that? That's the conversation. That's the conversation. Seeing what we seeing now, documentaries, movies, events, whatever, seeing what we see now and being like, hey, at the end of the day, I have to do what I have to do for you to end up like that. What is the journey we got to go on for you don't end up like that? That's just what it is. Like I say, a lot of people are not going to accept that. A lot of people look at the right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at the right now in the individual. They don't look at the journey or how did they get there. They look at the right now. And so when people look at the right now in the individual, that's when the judgment come in and all of that. They don't never want to see people look at R. Kelly right now and they be like, oh, he's this. And don't want to go into the storyline of, oh, he was molested when he was little, or this might have happened to that. And it happened so many times that he grew up to be this. Even when I'm talking about it now, people are leaving while I'm talking about it because people don't want to identify with that. They don't want to get to that part of the story. It's always got to be the result. What we see right now, what I see right now is a man that was raping children. I don't care how he got like that. He raping them. It's like, no, you got to care, bro. You got to care. You got to care. Granted, what he's doing is so wrong. Granted, what he's doing is so wrong, but there was a time when he was that age. He was that age. Somebody messed with his innocence. We don't think about it like that. He was that age. He was that kid. Yeah, he done grew up to now be the person to pass it on, to keep the trauma going. But what would have happened if somebody would have interjected in that thing and been like, hey, man, let me holler at you. Let's talk. What's going on, man? That ain't cool, dog. No, boy. Instead of feeding that, right? Because that's what we'll do too. Instead of changing somebody, we'll help them achieve the evil person that they become to be. That's why I never was okay with that R. Kelly situation, because we got somebody that's dealing with a real demon, but y'all, instead of being like, hey, let's get him some help, y'all want to keep going to get the little girls. Keep going to get this person. Keep going. You keep sending. You keep going. He ain't going to get them by himself. You're going to get him. Instead of getting that man some help, you're going to feed the appetite. You're going to feed the devil. You're going to feed that energy that he already possessing. Instead of going to get him some help. It's a new day. We have to do right by each other, man. For real. And I'm not speaking to what's already happening. I'm hoping that my words will resonate to people that got kids that can grow their kids up in order for the future them to be the way that they need to be. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is, man. Much love to everybody. Let's love, man. Let's love. Let's love. Let's choose love first. Choose love always. And yeah, I'm out of here, man. Rough and Reviews. Make sure y'all come and see us now. Fat Ham opens back up Wednesday. We'll be continue Wednesday. We got 2 shows, 2 o'clock, 7:30. Come on out now. You're here. Pride Night is the 26th. Anybody in the LGBTQ community, y'all come on out. Have a good time. We got some food. We got talk back sessions and drinks. All the necessities for a good cookout. You know what I mean? So y'all come on out. That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be doing shows. This is our last week. Sunday we close. So y'all come on out, man. Fat Ham. And y'all see us now. You know what I mean? This is a great show. This is a fantastic run. Thank you for everybody that was involved. It's been nothing but love, man. It's been nothing but love, love, love. And I hope to God that I can work with everybody again, man. So, you know, that's my thing. I love y'all, man. I'm out. Rough and Reviews. Y'all make sure y'all go back, check the stream out. Got real, man. It was a real stream today. I appreciate y'all. Been gone for a minute. And but I'm back. I ain't gonna say I'm back, but because I never left. I just a lot of shit started happening, you know what I mean? And so didn't really get a chance to tap in the way I wanted to tap in, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been like super, super busy. So it is what it is. And I think I'm gonna start going to once a month streams so I can, you know, build the algorithm up a little bit. I done figured this thing out. Y'all think y'all smart at me, but I got y'all, nigga. All right. But yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Love each other, man. Let's do that. For real, for real. Love each other. Be there for each other. Help each other out. See what somebody going through, man. Try to be that thing for them. You know what I'm saying? Love, love, love. It's the only way we get through this, man. You feel me? Roughing them out. I see y'all. You dig.